I have Alfred joining me on this episode, and it's been a little while. I think over 2 years since we last spoke, Alfred. Is that about right?
Yeah, it must be, I guess. Maybe because COVID happened, and time went into a warp. And so, anyway, here we are. Great to see you again.
Yeah, likewise. And a lot has happened on your end. Now, you've got the hotel there over in Spain, and you've been running it for quite a long time now. And those that don't know, you were the first hotel to accept ADA as payments for any hotel guest there. And that was a big milestone, as well as hosting a myriad of Cardano-related events. And in this interview, we're going to go through a whole bunch of things that have changed. Everything from a token that you guys have launched, a little meme coin token, and these Web3 events, which you are now trying to host and promote all around the world, which is really cool. So, Alfred, let's go through this. Let's start off with how the hotel has been and what you guys have been up to.
Well, I mean, just the hotel in itself, not related to Cardano. Unfortunately, the hotel is great. I mean, after COVID, when the doors open again, we just filled up really fast because magically, and how a Cardano hotel should be, we're located on the central square of the city of Barcelona. So everybody wants to stay here, which is great for us. On the other hand, it kind of makes it hard for people that would like to come and stay here and pay with ADA because the place just fills up, in no time. But who am I to complain, So.
Yeah, precisely. A little unfortunate for us ADA holders trying to get over there, but we do what we can. Now, with more recent news, you sent me like this Bellboy token to try and distribute to the community. I thought the artwork was pretty cool. I still have yet to do that, but anyone that is watching this episode, just leave a comment down below and I'll start distributing to all of you that leave comments. Just leave your ADA handle. I'll leave the window open for about a week and I'll start distributing those tokens. But what is this token and why did you guys create it?
Yeah, well, I mean, it just kind of came out of nowhere because there's another Cardano community member called Ignas. Hey, Ignas. Ignas is also an old podcaster. He was present at various events that we've thrown in the past. We hang out every now and then. And then maybe, I think in December, he came past and said, I'm not too busy. Maybe I can come and give a bit of a hand in a hotel, see how you run a hotel. What's that? So he was here. And then after a couple of days, I saw him roaming around, thinking very deeply. And then at some point he said, I can't help thinking that you have the Cardano Hotel and maybe we should do something. And I thought maybe we can launch a meme coin. And then he was expecting me to say no, right? So, because, it's kind of out there. But I thought, well, why not, So anything we can do to help Cardano and create a bit of energy, let's do it. So then we thought, okay, what should it be? Like usually meme coins are like animals, dogs and horses, and well, everybody knows Hosky and Snack, stuff like that. So I thought, well, maybe for some reason the word buzz came into my mind. I can't even tell you why. It was like buzzing, maybe like a bee, busy bee, because we're always busy at the hotel. And then we thought, okay, maybe the character's name should be Buzz the Bee. So I put it to Ignace, and Ignace said, well, but you're a hotel, so maybe why not like a person, And well, Buzz, but okay, hotel, well, Bellboy. So then Buzz the Bellboy saw the light, and that was basically how it all started. So.
And it is these meme coins are all a little bit of fun, but they're also really good onboarding mechanism, and something that you can just give out to people for fun because It's not worth anything. It's easy to distribute, and this kind of leads into these events that you're doing. Because these tokens you can easily distribute at these events as an entry point into the Cardano ecosystem.
Yeah, exactly. So then what happened next is that, in the past we've done, I was counting yesterday, I think maybe since 2019, we must have done maybe 8 or 9 events, Cardano events. Some big ones, some smaller, in some form or shape. And then also funnily enough, I was very busy with the hotel from May until November. And then when I had time again, suddenly everybody just appeared out of nowhere. almost like the universe was reconnecting us. And I got approached by Cardano Spot, the social media platform.
Yeah.
But what are you up to? And there's Andy is here. Andy Tai, he lives in Barcelona, which is like cool because now there's people that actually, live here and you can see each other, which is still, adds like another dimension to contact. So like, what are you up to? And I'm like, well, I don't know, I've been busy, but now I have time again, maybe do events again. And then they suggested that we do a collaboration. So now, as a matter of fact, we have already hosted 2 events. We're doing one a month. We've done the first 2 with Cardano Spot. So the first one was with a project that wasn't even on Cardano, because Cardano Spot, which is actually like an Emergo branch, Emergo team, they're of the opinion, and I totally agree, that time has come that Cardano becomes interoperable not only with the tech but also with the community. So the first event that we did was like a really cool project on the Cino blockchain, if I may name it. It's called Ethic Helps, and it was very cool because they do microfinancing of coffee farmers in Latin America. So very much in the spirit of Cardano, try and take out the middleman, help people directly to help themselves. And then Andy of Cardano Spot, like a 15-minute presentation about Cardano, because people in the room were all kinds and shapes, and with the purpose that people would register to the platform. So whoever's watching this and you haven't registered yet with Cardano Spot, please do it, because this is your social media platform. So this belongs to all of us. So since this has happened, and then the bellboy appeared, and somehow we made a connection. We're like, well, maybe we can give utility to the bellboy. Like what could we do? And of course, Snack has done it with energy drinks, and we didn't really want to go copycat too much. Although the name Buzz would have been great.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, have a coffee and you get a buzz. But also is legal implications and stuff like that. I have the hotel to be careful of. Then, but anyway, okay, utility. So what can we do? So then, Annette, which is the person who just done the second event, you probably know Annette from the Twitter community. Annette NL, she's the famous photographer, like world famous. And we had just done the second event with her in Cardano Spot, where she was telling people here in Barcelona about photography and NFTs, how that links together, and specifically how to make like photography NFTs on the Cardano blockchain. So that was really cool. So then also talking with her, and she said, wow, Buzz the Bellboy, I really love it, it's a cool character. I want to join the project. So then, since Annette is not only a photographer, but she's also an artist, an accomplished artist, she's done the art school and the whole career. And she said, and we're talking also to her, she was here in Barcelona, I was like, well, utility, what could we do, And she's like, well, we can beyond, just serving like snacks, like chips or something. I can make like a whole brand, like a whole Buzz brand. So then we thought, okay, what might that be? And of course, the bellboy being a very iconic figure, which the bellboy is here to welcome people to the hotel. But at the same time, he could also welcome people to any event that we throw. So there was the utility.
Perfect.
So then,
Perfect.
Yeah, that's how it all started. So.
That is so cool, and these are little collaborations. First with Cardano Spot, that's a big one for you guys. So congratulations on that. They can definitely help elevate all the events that are happening, and then having Annette there create the artwork and everything else around it. That's just very fortunate, having someone very skilled and talented to do all that. So awesome stuff there too. But this kind of leads on to all these other events. So, you're doing these 2 main ones that you've had recently, but then other people started catching on, and now you've developed a brand new website about all these events around the world.
That's right.
You're taking over there, Alfred.
Well, again, it wasn't really, it wasn't like some genius, idea that we thought, let's go and now do this. We were doing the events here, and then it occurred to me that it might be a good idea to have a website also, because I'd also thought about how to commercialize, the space that we have here in the hotel, because we were doing like every now and then a Cardano event, but otherwise it's like a nice space available for the Cardano community, since ever, to come and use it. But I mean, how many people are passing through? So I was thinking, well, maybe I can host workshops and whatever. So we made a website for events taking place in the Cardano Hotel and trying to connect with the Barcelona community, the artists and what have you. And maybe in that sense also for us, great because we get to know a lot of new stuff. It's like a window on the world, all these people that come and do workshops here. But as we had the website, we were again looking at it and we were like, why not create it into something where you can also promote websites all around the world, rather than only Barcelona. So then we asked ourselves a couple of questions, namely, like, let's say you're in Brisbane, where you are, and you want to throw an event and you've never done it before. Maybe you have like a group of friends that you would like to introduce Cardano to. So a couple of things that you need to resolve, right, before you start doing this. I wrote them down just so I don't forget. So, like question number one might be, where do you throw the event, right? Question number two would be, okay, I got myself an event, but I'd like to liven it up a little bit. So maybe get some merch or get something going. So, to answer those questions, so then we just created the website called Web3cityevents.com very quickly. One part, when you go to the top menu, it says venues. So, for example, let's say you're somewhere and you want to throw an event, you don't know where to go. Okay. So you need to invest time in finding any place, could be a bar or an art gallery or a hotel, that might be willing to throw an event. So what we did is rather than just going, like a hotel directly and just slap on any hotel or whatever, we actually have somebody, a friend of ours in Bangladesh. He's also part of the team, Nazmul. Hey, Nazmul. And he is constantly, every day, chugging away, studying on Google, and he's finding places that already have some kind of connection to community, blockchain, NFTs. So, of which we know that when you go there and you say, hey, I would like to throw a Cardano event, that they'll open a door for you, and then you do your own negotiation, you set up your own deal, whatever. At least we're taking care of that part of the job for you, at the moment. Then the story of the merch, right? So now the Buzz the Bellboy obviously is on MintSwap. People buy it, people trade it. And that's actually the business model, which I had no idea about before I was involved in meme coin, what do I know? But it turns out that when people are trading it, then you get a bit of a part of the fees of MintSwap. So it actually makes a bit of money. So we're using a big chunk of that money then to be able to sponsor other events, not only Barcelona, but also around the world. So we did a pilot here in Barcelona. We got ourselves some, I really should have got one, but we had some mugs with like Buzz the Bellboy memes on them, and we gave those away. But then we would like to do the same for other events. So now, like you were saying, since this is out there, people are kind of picking up on it, and they start to connect and saying, hey, what are you doing? This seems interesting. So we are now sponsoring the next event, which is in San Diego on February 15th, which, if I remember correctly, it's called Web3 is Not a Joke. It's organized by Rod of the DRMZ Dreams Stake Pool. And they have a group, and they're already doing events in California, Southern California. So the next one is going to be, like I said, the 15th February, and they want to do once a month. So we already have this agreement with them, and the first one will be there. Buzz the Bellboy will be in San Diego, represented by Rod, and will be sponsoring it in this case with some ADA, and they're investing in however they see fit. So this is one of hopefully many. So and we're in talks with people in Ghana and Japan and London, and so a lot of it is happening. All right, I'll speed it up a little bit. One other thing is like, what might the event be about? Okay, so let's say you want to throw an event, but you don't feel like being in front of people, or you don't really know. So we did a bit of research, and we found some material by ADA Films. This is the Czech maker in the Czech Republic, Petr Smelek.
I know that. Yep.
Yeah, Petr from the Cardano Summit made some beautiful documentaries, like television quality. And I was watching, I saw 6 of them, and then it occurred to me that if you edit those down, you can actually turn it into a video presentation of Cardano. So let's say you want to throw an event, but you don't really know what to do. You want to just gather like 15 or 20 people. You can take this video and just put it on a projector, give everybody a cup of coffee or a beer, and you'll watch, and it explains about blockchain, and it tells you about why proof of stake is probably superior to proof of work. So why Cardano? And then the last 50 minutes are 3 interviews with Litter, the Litter project in Ireland, about putting Litter on the blockchain, the wine tagging project in Georgia, and another project of which I forgot the name, which is about empowering of women in the workplace. So it's a pretty cool video presentation. It's 27 minutes long, 15 minutes about blockchain Cardano, and then 15 minutes about interviews with people. So I think it's quite catchy. And so then the idea is, coming to this, that we will also start gathering more of this type of material, put it on the website as well. And then if when people want to throw an event, never done it before, they don't have any material, say, okay, here's some material, some you'll be able to download for free. Some maybe, send us some buzz because then we can keep the wheel going. And that might also be answering the how to throw the event or what should the event be about. And then lastly, point number 4 is how to market the event. Usually people have their own, mechanics or their own ways of what they want to do. But for the events that we are doing here in Barcelona, we have a meetup group, which is called Web3 City Events, the same as the website. And it's a pro group, which means that I can also give somebody else access. Let's say you want to throw an event in Belgrade or something, in Serbia or Athens in Greece, and you don't want to go through the whole process of setting up the meetup account. You can also use ours. So then I can give you access. You'll be the event host. You put on your own advertisement. This might also be kind of cool because as people start doing it, it still gathers under one big account. So then that might actually go into a meetup account, a global meetup account from people doing like events all over the world. If not, alternatively, you can still use your own meetup. You can set up your own meetup account or use whatever means you like. But this is also something that we thought might be available. So
that is super cool. All right, and thank you for answering those 4 questions as well, because they are it's everything that you need to know to run a meetup and a group or gathering. I did put survey questions out about what to organize for the next Brisbane meetups here, and people just want to get together and have a beer. So very, very different cultures here in Australia. It's just a very social thing to get out there and just to talk Cardano and to have a drink at the same time. So, sponsorships for that is always hard to get because sometimes the drinks cost a little bit too much.
Sure.
But this is brilliant what you've put together and made available for the Cardano community. And I absolutely love the approach of reaching out further, taking Cardano beyond its own circles and reaching out and involving more of the Web3 and blockchain space there too.
Yeah, exactly. Because in the end, I mean, if you don't do that, we'll just end up talking to ourselves, So what's the point of that?
It's not that bad, but we do need to expand out for sure.
You know what I mean, though. Yeah. Yes, anyway, maybe one last thing to add, because like I told you, Inet is the creative powerhouse with which you now join the program. I think our merch store should be coming out around February 24.
Nice.
The Buzz merch store. And this will also, again, have utility in itself because we're thinking of linking the merch store where you can see all the products, then to the sponsorship program, whereby some of the merch people will just be able to buy it. Then maybe when you throw an event and you want certain merch, then maybe we can provide you with like a discount code so you get it at cost price, for example. So in that case, we don't make a profit. And then in certain case, when it's like a cool, because we can't possibly sponsor every event in the world, because fortunately, now that we're doing this, a lot of people are reaching out, and I'm really now understanding that many, many people are now in the process of organizing events. But I mean, maybe we can do like one a month or whatever, depending how also, we need to, the wheel needs to be turning, so money needs to be generating to be reinvested into the events and the sponsorships. So maybe then one a month we'll say, okay, that's a really cool event, and then that's the one that we'll choose to sponsor. We might put it to our Discord community and say, between these 3 events this month somewhere in the world, which one would you like us to sponsor? So also becomes like a community decision. So that's kind of where we're at and where we're hopefully going. So
very cool indeed, Alfred. I'll make sure I put all the links to everything here. There's quite a bit here: the Discord, the Twitter account, the Web3 City events website, as well as your own hotel. So if anyone wants to visit and come by Barcelona, you can stay at the Hotel Cardano for sure.
Absolutely.
But Alfred, Thank you for joining me on this episode and talking through what you guys have been up to and running these events as well. I think it's super important to have an engaging in-person events to really foster everything around the Cardano ecosystem.
Absolutely. It's, in my opinion, it's the very last thing that's lacking to get us on the same level as all the big guys out there. Ethereum obviously is like a great example to us. They have that kind of community, and the Cardano tech leaves nothing to be desired. So I think now it's up to the community. So.
Awesome. Brilliant, Alfred. We'll chat again soon.
Yeah, gotta do it like that. You've been listening to the Learn Cardano podcast.